Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and dear esteemed guests. I am Toastmaster Shahid, SAA for today's special meeting. So, first, let me give the mission of Toastmasters. And the mission of the Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. In order to have a smooth meeting, here are some ground rules. Speakers are requested to refrain from making any reference to politics, sex, or religion in their speeches. Please put yourself on mute when not speaking. Don't interrupt while someone is speaking. Please put your mobiles or electronic devices on mute. Be attentive throughout the meeting. So with this, I will announce the meeting is open. And as today is our special meeting of Division G and District 126, I would like to introduce the person who is going to take up our meeting ahead. She is none other than Madhuri. Madhuri is an software engineer in the IT sector with 9 years of experience, and she is an US Embassy alumni, and she served as a district director for District 126 and previously served as area director, president 2 times, and vice president at Toastmasters International, and recognized as an award-winning speaker and keynote speaker, adept in inspiring and empowering audience. With this introduction, I would like to hand over the virtual podium to our MC for today's meeting, Madhuri Saripalli. The stage is to you, Madhuri.
Thank you so much, Shahid. It was a generous introduction, but I'm not district director yet. I'm the division director for now. And I think MC is going to be Vikram. So before that, I would want to share my 2 cents with all of you. Unless we know something, we don't know it. The same goes with pathways. Unless somebody tells you how to navigate about it, you think it's some big mountain that you have to climb. But then once you know what to do, it's going to be very easy and it makes your Toastmaster journey so easy. So there are a lot of new members who are onboarding, and there are senior members who were following the legacy system of CCCL and rejoined, and they have no clue about pathways, including me when I joined back. So I thought this is one session that's very, very important. And kudos to Satvik Toastmasters for this initiative and Stuti for facilitating it. I'm really overjoyed with your commitment and this particular initiative of yours. And all the best for everybody who is joining today because we have an amazing speaker, Pragya. I heard only good things about her, and I'm looking forward to learn more. And as a division, we are going at God's speed, and let's keep going and let's support each other and make our division one of the ideal division as possible. Thank you, and over to Vikram. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, our Division Director Madhuri, for being with us today. It's our pleasure to have you and our Area Director Stuti with us. And Satvik Toastmasters takes the privilege to be invite you all to this education session. So I am Vikram. I am part of the Satvik Toastmasters Club. Now, I would like to invite our Area Director of G4, Stuti Jalan. She is a fashion curator and a travel buff. She likes to take life as it comes. And Toastmasters for her is an indispensable part of her being. And it has helped her in finding the latent confidence in her. So let's put our hands together to welcome our area director, Stuti Jalan, to address this gathering here. And also she's taken up the role of a timer today to help us with the time. Over to you, Stuti Jalan.
Hello and good morning, everybody. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vikram, for the very amazing introduction that you gave me. Welcome to Distinguished Toastmaster Pragya for making yourself available for the session. It is my first time as an area director. It is my sort of a first time doing an or facilitating a session like this. And like Madhuri clearly and correctly mentioned, that us who were following the legacy of CCCL, transitioning to Pathways, doing it on a completely online thing was a big transition for most of us. So new members and old members alike, this session is something that we are all looking forward to. And thank you so much for helping me and joining in and participating in the session. I hope to learn a lot and have a wonderful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Stuti, for addressing us. Yes, I agree with you. Today's session is going to be an enlightening one, and we're looking forward to learn a lot in this journey. So let's now welcome our trainer for today, DTM Pragya Jain. Welcome to you, DTM Pragya. So Pragya is a life skills trainer by profession. She has been a Toastmaster since 2020. She has served club's leadership roles twice as a VP Ed and as a president, and in district leadership role as an area director. She has bagged various Toastmaster awards like Golden Crown and Golden Feather, Triple Crown, twice Toastmaster of the Year in a row. She's an outstanding Toastmaster for the district, and she has received the award of Outstanding Toastmaster for the division as well. She has been into various teams for the cluster E, F, G, H, and N for District 98. She has been the convener for the District 126 Annual Conference as well. She has been a club mentor, coach, speechcraft coordinator, sponsor, and various other roles. What can we say more about our trainer? I'm so happy to welcome you, DTM Pragya, and the stage is all yours.
Pragya, you are on mute.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Vikram, and I acknowledge the presence of the division director and area director in the room. Before we get into the depth of knowing all about the pathways, there is one question which I would want you all to answer. And I would request you all to please turn on your cameras if you can, because the more interactive we are, the better we are learning. The first question that I want to ask you is, what is a day today? This a special day today, right?
Friendship Day.
Friendship Day.
Right. I won't be going into details of how you've built your friends, but one thing which I realized when I joined Toastmasters and I opened this, concept of pathway online, I thought this was my best friend when it comes to Toastmasters. So I thought, what better than day to celebrate it again on a friendship day, right? And second question is, why do you think we need this particular pathway understanding to move forward in Toastmasters? You all have been Toastmasters. Some of you have gone to the pathways, seen it in and out. Some of you have not even bothered to probably open it and see, just download your project objectives and just download your evaluation and done with it. Why do you think this is needed? Anybody?
I think to reach the destination, we need the roadmap. So the same way, the pathways is to reach your destination in the Toastmasters journey.
Right.
Each pathway hones you up and makes you proficient in a particular skill set, which altogether would make you a leader. Because presentation mastery, motivational strategies, they are different.
Right.
If we are working on our pathways, we can actually face the audience, the real work will done. So we'll attend so many sessions and all. It doesn't really help when we face the audience. When we are preparing through pathways, drafting the speeches, and then delivering them with a different audience, a same audience with a new faces, then we get that. So eventually, I learned like first two speeches I delivered, icebreaker and all. Then other was like writing a speech with purpose. So there we have to focus on that particular thing. Speech should be like meaning added to it, and then body language. So we have to add various elements step by step. So
Right.
that's how we progress our path. That's where we can get connected to the things we eventually. So it's very important to complete our pathways.
Yeah.
Correct.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, Pragya. So I'll just give you one small live example. Like whenever we go to any shop or any supermarket, so each person's requirement are different. So in our life also, each people have their different goals. In the pathways, we have different kind of things. So whoever comes to the Toastmasters platform, based on their need or based on their requirement, they will choose one direction. That is nothing but the pathway. And yesterday I just read one sentence like, until you don't have the goal, so there will be so many distractions. If you have the goal, we will move towards that. So that's my take on that, why we need the pathways.
Right. We also have Noor Muhammad who says because it is Toastmasters International official education program. Okay. Agree to all your points. Let me tell you how I understood why this particular pathway concept was needed so that you know why we are doing it. For me, a theoretical training on anything is the most boring thing I can think of. Trust me. So I wanted to kind of understand why am I actually going through this whole concept of understanding the paths and programs and everything, and what is it going to help me with. So one thing which my mentor told me was, Pragya, if you have to go from say Banjara Hills to High Tech City and you don't know the way, what would you do? I said, I'll use Google Maps, as simple as that. What's there to ask in it? And that's the same example which she took and told me, and that is what you are doing with the pathway manual. When you don't know, you just know your destination of where you wish to reach, but you don't know the correct path to go or what is the easiest way to go to it. You're using a Google map, right? So today we are going to understand the maps, the Google Maps, to reach from where you are starting in the right direction, the fastest process you can follow, the shortest path you can follow, and to reach a destination which you want to reach. Now, what I have done is that instead of going on to the actual online portal right now, because it takes sometimes a lot of time to load and all of that, especially when it's a busy day, people busy using internet today, I have created a video of it, and I'll be taking you through the whole part of that path through this video so that we don't waste time on loading and all of that. Right? I'm too lazy. I mean, I really don't want to wait for the path to be loading. So I am first sharing the portal with you. Let me know if you are able to see this particular video. I'll just play it a bit so that you can let me know. Is it visible for you?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay. So let me first start. If you are a person who is a newbie in Toastmasters, you have just joined in, you don't know what are you supposed to do, this is your go-to for that. Even if you are somebody who has already completed a path, like I have completed 2 paths and I want to go to a 3rd path, this still helps me. So what you will be doing, I'm going to start from the very beginning. You will go to Toastmasters International page. There's a login page that you will be seeing. Most of the members would have got their email ID and a password, right, from Toastmasters. You would just log into that particular portal and opens the whole world of learning, which is all about knowing what all you can actually learn from Toastmasters. So a page like this will be opening, right? And you go down, you have different options here. If you see, there's a learning hub, Basecamp, and so much more. First, you will go to the learning hub. It will give you an option to choose a path. It's a very easy thing. just select your language. It will again open two options for you. First is to take an assessment. And the second is, if you are already an experienced Toastmaster, you can just choose the path you wish. I would still ask you to go through the assessment one. It will ask you few questions like these, the areas in which you wish to grow. Then there'll be a set of around 8 to 10 questions by which Toastmaster portal will understand what exactly you want to learn and where do you already stand. The second option you will get is to view all the paths available. If you are already experienced, you can see what each path offers you. You can also see all the projects that particular path offers and the learnings they will be offering. So first two levels will be same for most of the paths. When you go to electives, it gives you an option of around 10, 11 electives in which you can select any two electives whenever you want to attempt a particular level. So this will give you a brief idea of what that path does to you. Now, in both the cases, you will finally be going to a particular section which will give you an option to select the final path, continue with it, and at the end of the day, you will just be paying through a credit card. So this is one problem with Toastmasters portal still, that you need to have a credit card to purchase a particular path. Right? So that is how you'll be doing. You will be submitting your payment request and your path will start showing on your portal of which particular path have you selected. Right? So that is how the selection happens by two ways. I would still suggest, even if you are an experienced Toastmaster, to please go through the selection process where you answer the questions. It gives you a much relevant path. Once you've selected the portal, you will go to the base camp. It will show your particular path that you have selected over here in active paths. For me, I am pursuing persuasive influence right now. I have already registered for my DTM, which I have completed, and club building initiative. Club building initiative is an extra project, I would say, which I am doing, which would not show in all the paths. If you have already completed few paths, it will show you in the completed segment. Now let us see how do you actually navigate a particular path, right? So once you have selected that path, it will show you your progress percentage. It will also show you the levels that it holds and the projects, the first projects that it holds. The first project that you have to attempt is an icebreaker. Now, Toastmasters have given enough information if you just go through all of this, but few parts are important. The first of which is, if you go back and see, right, when you come down, there is a particular checklist. There are few resources which are extremely important for you. These are those resources: the project checklist, the evaluation resource, the project resource, and the outline of your particular project. Now, because it is an icebreaker, it is giving you a speech outline for that particular project. Similarly, if you're going to level, the next L1P2, L1P2A, B, C, it will give you the outlines and the objectives for that particular project. Now comes why these are important. The first one, if you see, is a project checklist. This is something which will give you a brief about what is the purpose of that particular project, which is this. It will also give you an overview of what exactly are you expected to do in this particular project, right? And other details about it. So you can, it is giving you basically a roadmap that what you have to do. The speech has to be 4 to 6 minutes and what all is to be done in it. Next comes is the evaluation resource. Now, this is a very important document because when you're preparing a speech, you download this particular document and send it to your evaluator. Try to send it at least 4 days in advance so that the evaluator knows the different parameters the evaluator have to evaluate you on. Also, if you have some additional areas, like for me, I go and tell the evaluator that, okay, please focus on my vocal variety, even if that is not a part of this particular thing, or please see the construction of my speech, or please see the language that I have used. So alongside, you can message your evaluator that please consider these areas as well. This particular document is where you will get all the details of evaluation which your evaluator will be putting down during you delivering that particular speech. So this has to be sent to your evaluator well in advance. This again will also have the purpose statement of your particular speech. So each speech that you will deliver will have a different purpose. For example, an icebreaker has a purpose of the club to know more about you. Similarly, there'll be a project of, say, on vocal variety. The purpose of that particular speech will be the usage of vocal variety and body language to enhance the power of the speech. So this particular purpose is the core purpose of your speech, which the evaluator will be evaluating you on. Right? Any doubts still here? No? Yes? Okay. Now next comes this. I'm sorry. Did I miss something? So this third document is an absolute knowledge and extremely important for anybody to go through before you prepare for a speech. What this document does is giving you all the detail about the projects, what all you can do, how you can navigate through this particular project, the different videos you can use from the portal, the no wonder segment, the competencies, how you can prepare for the project, what you should be looking at, what can be the goals, interests, how should you be doing the opening, and everything. All the knowledge that you need for a particular project to be fulfilled. And last but not the least is the icebreaker worksheet. Now, what this worksheet does is, when you start writing a particular speech, it is always better to have a very first quick draft to it. Rather than directly writing the whole speech, note down the main points first and then go on to drafting your speech. Now, what I normally do is, once I have these points ready with me, I send it to my mentor, discuss with the mentor for that particular idea. If the mentor says that probably these points are not matching, or maybe rethink about it, then I edit it in the first draft only. Once, with both of our understandings, we have passed on the main points, that's when we go on to writing the first draft of the speech, right? So if you can see, it talks to you about what can be the opening, how you should be, what are the transitions you'll be using, what is the body you'll be using, the main 3 points, the conclusion, everything. So it is a wonder book for your first draft of a particular speech and discussing with the mentor as well. Other than that, there are few videos and other details which Toastmasters offer you. The important part is for you to know where you are already good and what is it that you need to work upon. Only then can you be working in the right direction. So what Toastmaster does is give you these 3 segments: your Know, Wonder, Learn, your support option, and the introduction, right? Once you move forward, you will also see a segment wherein this will have few videos which will tell you how you can, or probably the format in which you can work on that particular project. But this is what you all have to be sure of and fill. So initially, the previous path where we had 11 parts, we had an option where we used to just go through these projects and not know the competencies we want to build or we already have. Now, what this particular path is doing is giving you 2 options of know and wonder. Now, what you have to do in know is the areas which you feel you already have strong. Like for me, I know I am confident on stage and I don't get stage fright. Right? So when I'm delivering an icebreaker, I think I know I can do all of these things. And probably I wonder how to curate a structured icebreaker speech. So you will be filling these 2 areas, and this is a must, because when you will be submitting your project, then also you will have to fill a similar area. So all you have to do is to go to this particular page, which is learning the icebreaker, right? First, fill the no segment, the areas which you feel you're confident about. You just have to add the item here, right? If you see that option. And similarly, you see the wonder, and you again add the options which you think you wonder about. And it is easy. You just have to type in and submit it. That's the kind of thing you have to do. Any doubts still here? No? Yes?
No.
Okay. So this is particular segment which is extremely important. Now, as we move forward, we will see few other areas where they give you options of understanding the different competencies which a speech curation needs, right? So these particular pages are basically designed for you, for a newbie or for anybody to know exactly what competencies they wish to develop and how can they be using it. It will give you also an idea of how you can plan for a particular speech, how you can remember a particular icebreaker, how you can develop on time, pace, all of these things. They also have these videos which are easy to use, and they will kind of tell you in a more audiovisual format of what things you can do, right? The same post, if you see, which I told you, your outline is also available in this format. In case you are not comfortable using such a detailed format, you can also use this particular format as a quick view, which was also existing in the previous pathway. If you go through, these are all details of how you can rehearse a particular speech, how you can practice a particular speech, the timing, the pacing, the organization. So this is all the theoretical part which this particular portal offers you in case you're somebody very new to public speaking, and similarly also gives you ways of how to overcome anxiety on stage and all of these things, right? It will also tell you why and how you should be taking the feedback, how you should be accepting the feedback. All of these things would be a part of your just a theoretical understanding or learning, I would say. So please, at least for once, go through this. Now comes this particular segment. This segment I really have used a lot, because this kind of tells me what strategies am I going to use, my strongest communication skills, what are there, and areas where I would want to grow in this particular segment. So these has a series of questions which you can answer and save, and once you complete a particular level or a particular path, you can go and see whether you have actually gone to developing these skills or not, right? So I would request you all to please fill these areas. We feel that they are of no use, but trust me, they keep you on the right track. They help you to see where you stand right now and track your progress in a manner, whether you're going in the right direction or what all are you missing. And you can go back, check, see what areas of growth you wanted but you have missed, and then again come back to this, right? Other than that, all of these are theory segments. Now comes the last but the most important part of one particular project that you have done. So you already filled the no segment, you already filled the wonder segment, and now you will be filling the learned, what you learned during delivering this particular project. Now, during delivering means right from understanding that project to discussing it with your mentor to delivering and getting a feedback. All of these areas, what have you learned, should be filled here. Why is this so important? Simple. Because you might know and wonder about few things, but are you actually developing those skills which you wanted to, or you are just going on to delivering speeches? When we are in Toastmasters, it somehow becomes quite easy for us to also uh, track where we were going. We just go on to finishing our projects and just recording them on the portal and actually not learning out of them what we really wanted to. So this helps as a track sheet for you of whether you're really learning or you've just gone on to ticking the projects that, okay, I have to deliver something and I have done that, which is the biggest disaster somebody can probably make on Toastmasters at the end of the day. Again, the same way, you have to add the items which you feel are necessary. After you have done that, your know, wonder, and learn segment, this is something wherein you will be coming, you will be submitting your level project here. So you will be entering all these details of your speech, who was the evaluator, and all other details. You will put your evaluation over here where it says request description. So you will copy and paste your evaluation on this or any other thing which you want the VP Ed to know. Even if you have delivered the particular speech in a different club, you can write that information here that I have delivered this particular speech in so and so club. Finally, once you have filled this, you will save and email. Remember this, first save the log and then save and email, because then the email will go on to the VP Ed, who will finally approve your level completion. So until and unless you have emailed it to your VP Ed, your project will not show completed on your portal, right? Few areas which you can also use, whether you have developed in these areas, whether you worked according to your plan or not, you have received your evaluation or not, and have you been assessed, did you assess well yourself or not, and finally you are kind of submitting your project. So it will say complete my project, submit it, and once the VP Ed has approved it, it will show on your portal as a tick mark on your particular project that you have completed. Right? Any doubts here on how the submission is done or anything?
Yes, I have a doubt, Pragya.
Yes,
So I
please.
remember before the know and wonder, you mentioned about a strategy, right? The section where you had to write your strategy, and you said you made use of it a lot. I would like to know,
Yes.
like, because even I have seen all this template, but sometimes I go blank. What should I fill here? Because it's too much of information before I can even deliver my speech, because I'm already preparing my speech and these questions
Yes.
sometimes divert me. So I want to know how did you make use of that particular section?
Okay. So normally what I do is say I am more of an impromptu come prepared speaker, which means that I will have the outline of my speech prepared, a few details of my speech prepared, but when I go on the stage, I see my audience, I accordingly vary my speech a bit, which should suit that particular audience, right? So in say if I am taking an example, the speech which I am writing is more about audience awareness or maybe a question and answer round, right? If it's a long speech, when I'm preparing that speech, the strategy that I would write is that the key points of my uh, information which I'm sharing will be fixed, whereas the spontaneity will come in the portion where there is a question being asked of how am I answering according to the age group, according to the size of the audience, according to the knowledge of the audience, probably, right? So if I'm going and delivering a speech in a college, and if I'm going and delivering the same speech in a corporate, the context changes. The way I'll answer would change. So there I will put the strategy, the balance of preparation will be in the key points. The stories will change probably or a bit according to the audience, or my answers would change according to the audience. So that is my strategy for that particular speech of where am I going to deliver it.
Okay. Thank you so
Right?
much.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that is how you can use it. Or probably there are times where I keep my whole speech fixed. The spontaneity comes with the emotion, the vocal variety, that, depending on what kind of audience. Say if I'm delivering a speech which is more towards women, probably I'll be more using the vocal variety or body language in areas which will connect with women more. So that will be my spontaneity part. My speech is a fixed preparation part. Right? So that is how I use this particular. This gives me more of a better outline on where I have to do the particular changes rather than going there and thinking what part should I change.
It's really mind-blowing to see this that thing that you just explained, the spontaneity and
Yes.
the strategy, because the spontaneity is usually done on the spot, right? But it
Yes.
gives you the space to even think about that here. So that's really amazing. Thank you.
See, my idea is simple that the more you are prepared beforehand in your mind space, the less your mind is clustered when you're delivering the speech. The more clarity you have before the speech about where, what, how are you going to do, the lesser it will be clustered there. And that is why this portal has come really handy, because I can prepare most of my parts of it in advance and then just go and deliver the speech and exactly know what changes I would want at that stage.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So this part is done. We have submitted that project. So this is important. Please remember to complete my project. The submission of it is really, really important. Similarly, the only difference which comes into picture is in the levels where you have electives. So like level 3, level 4, level 5, these will have few electives. Now, the thing is that you have a mandatory project in this particular level. At the same point of time, you will have 2 elective options. So I suggest you to please do the mandatory project first. I mean, that is how I go about my things, because it is the strongest learning of that particular project, I would say. For example, for me, it is understanding conflict resolution. Because my path is of persuasive influence, understanding conflict is an important part of my learning. How will I persuade people for anything if I don't know what can be the conflicts, or how their ideas and my ideas can be conflicting, right? So that is the key learning of this particular project, I would say. Again, the same checklist which I had told you about. So if you see on the front page, we have the same checklist, the project checklist, the evaluation resource, and the area, different areas which I would need to work on my path, the blueprint, I would say. As you move forward, once you have submitted this particular project, the mandatory project, you will see the option of selectives of your electives. Now, this is how your electives will open. You will get an 11 electives. Sometimes you have 10, sometimes you have 11 electives, depending on your project. You have to select any 2 here. Now, please understand that any 2 means it is for the submission of your level. It does not mean that you cannot attempt others. I have tried to attempt all 11 electives in my paths, because each elective comes with a different learning altogether. For example, connecting with storytelling was really helpful to me when I was going for my coaching and all these things, or probably to colleges where I was delivering my speeches. It really helped me well. Whereas when it comes to using a presentation software, it is probably something which is useful for your corporate environment. We all have these presentations which we keep delivering to our companies. How do you make it more effective, crisp, and highlight the key points is something which you learn from this one. Connecting with your audience is absolutely useful if you are a life coach, if you're a life trainer, if you are maybe into the managerial positions of your company, lead roles where you have a bigger teams under you, and you have to tell them about the projects or understandings or where your company is moving. It is extremely important to kind of go through this particular project. Make connections through networking. We all are in a world which works on networking. Trust me. As they say, your net worth is your network is your net worth, right? So this particular project would push a person who's an introvert probably to go work on this particular segment. So you will have to push yourself to be a networking person. So if you take my suggestion, I would say go through as many of these projects. This is the best part of learning in the whole, how would you say, the 5 levels which are there. There's the best part of learning which is there. Okay. So these are your projects. You can see, go through them. The process of opening, project checklist, submission remains same throughout. There is no change in it. You will again get the same kind of project checklists wherever you go. Moving forward, there is something interesting which Toastmaster does, at least for people like me who always go by achievements, who always go by what am I earning out of it. It has an achievement board, right? I haven't used it much till now because I have mostly been doing into non-credit parts of it. But I am still somebody who would now start asking people to fill my achievement board. The first thing which the achievement board fills with is obviously your learning badges. Your learning badges are nothing but the level completions that you have done. So it tells me I have actually completed all these programs, all these levels. Now, this was the first time wherein I asked people to send me a particular batch which they feel is good for my speeches or which suits my speeches. So this is what I got. And I was really happy to see a badge finally that, okay, I am doing well probably in Toastmasters. If you are more like me, who goes on appreciation, rewards, recognitions, then this particular thing is for you for sure. Go ask your members of the club, go ask your teams that you're working with, and they can give you these badges if they feel suited, right? Now, this also shows me the badges which are still available for me to learn. This is the current path that I am kind of following persuasive. So I have not got any badge in this particular level, which reminds me I should go back and start delivering speeches. Okay, the next interesting part, because Toastmaster always focuses on feedback. They say that feedback is the breakfast of champions. I say feedback is something which tells me, are you doing good or do you need to be better than yourself? Right, and that is why it is extremely important for me. Now, Toastmaster gives you two options. One is the member feedback and one is the evaluation feedback. Evaluation feedback is from the evaluator who will be evaluating your particular speech. But I believe evaluation is a one-person perspective which can be skewed. I, as an evaluator, might be skewed on what I perceived to be the best part of your speech or what I perceive to be the areas which need to be worked upon in your speech. But when I have to be a public speaker, I need to know audience view in general of what they felt. And that is where these two types of feedbacks come into picture. So when you want a feedback, you just have to request that particular feedback. The member, fill in this detail from whom do you want a particular feedback. So if you had members attending that particular meeting who have heard your speech, you can ask them that please do write me a feedback. I am looking forward to learning from you. And similarly, if you are somebody who heard a speaker, liked his speech, or felt there are areas of improvement you want that member to grow, you can also give feedback to them. Go on this portal, as simple as that, submit your feedback and send it to the person, and he will receive that particular member has submitted the feedback. You can also, if you're somebody who are short on words and who are too lazy to write a feedback, you can also give them these badges. Right? If you felt that the speech was innovative, you can write that, or the person was very confident on the stage, or the speech was inspiring. So Toastmaster also gives its lazy being some options to give easy badges to that person and just go ahead with it. Right? So you will just have to select that, oh, you were great as an hour counter, and you will post that particular feedback for that person, or you did this role particularly well. So that's all. Then comes the evaluation feedback. This is something which you should be uploading. This is particularly the area where you can directly download all your evaluation forms. Say you have already gone through a particular project, you read about it, now you don't want to go back and search where was my evaluation form, right? Or you're too lazy like me who would not go through the whole portal to submit that, to download that particular evaluation or a feedback form to send to my mentor or my evaluator. You can directly go to this feedback link. The PDF evaluation forms are available here for all the projects that are a part of your program, right? So if you see, they have given you generic evaluation, which is your level 2, project 2. They have given it for icebreakers, for all the 3 levels. All you got to do is to go download that particular resource, the PDF, or you can directly share it from here. If you see, there's a share option, there's a download option. you can directly download and share it with your evaluator. It's an easy way of doing it, right? So this is more of the feedback and evaluation. Last but not the least, Toastmasters also comes with a huge portal for learning, I would say. And you can just go through these are different forms and your learning resources, which I told you already about, which are also a part of your level, wherein I told you, right, the project, where you can download everything about your project. If you don't want to go see those videos, if you don't want to go read all about it, you can directly download from here just the project list, what all is there in the project to learn, and your evaluation resources. There are also some videos, the tutorials which you see here, which will tell you about how can you deliver a better speech, how can you control your anxiety, how can you be more confident on the stage, how would you send and request feedback. So if there is anything which you have not understood in this particular video, you can also go and check it on the portal as well, right? So these are all your resources which Toastmaster offers you. All you got to do is go back to your past and learnings. If you want to attempt your next project, follow the same process of downloading your documents, going through your project, and submitting the evaluations. Please remember, do not forget to submit your evaluation, because other than that, it will not show on your portal that you have completed. Most of us, they deliver the speeches and we don't go back to the portal and submit it, right? So the VPED is, your club is not getting any DCP points, your project completions are not being shown there, and you feel that, oh, I have not done anything till now when you go back, right? And then you will not remember what all projects you have already completed. So the submission of the project is extremely, extremely important. Do not forget that particular part. Now, last but not the least, when you come on to the main page again, right, the main page of Toastmasters, this is a bundle of learning which I believe you cannot get anywhere else if you are talking about public speaking. If you want to learn what people think about leadership, their experiences in Toastmasters, how they used their experiences in the real world, that's the magazine's homepage. So Toastmaster publishes its magazines every month, right? There is a PDF version of that magazine which is available for that month. You can download it from here and read. There are also archives of the articles and magazines that have come into picture, which you can download from this particular page, which says the magazine homepage. I would suggest go read it. I have got more knowledge from these magazines than I would get anywhere, because people are working into hundreds of sectors and positions who are a part of Toastmasters. So each experience is at a different level of where you are. If you are somebody who's a starter into company, you will go and read an article written by probably a manager of the company, and you will know what are the areas they are looking for. If you are somebody who's preparing for a next level interview, read about an article that has come on that particular industry, right? And what did this experienced Toastmaster wrote about that particular area. So you can get, it's like your newspaper that you're sitting here and you're getting a world news about anything and everything in different sectors that people are a part of. So this is, I would say, the best learnings I have got. I go and read articles about whatever area I want to grow in, and have got immense learning from it, right? So that is the major part of the portal. Let me know if you have any questions which you feel I did not answer and you would want me to answer.
Hi Pragya, this is Toastmaster Manjeshri. I'm very sorry. I actually missed a little bit of the section just around the end of the achievement and the beginning of the feedback. If you don't mind, if you have enough time, just
Sorry,
to
which one?
run the achievement part you were showing,
Yes, yes.
and
So
the
after,
give feedback. Yeah, the give feedback section in the portal. How just a little bit of that section. I missed it during my connectivity issue.
no problem. Give me 1 second. I'll just share my screen again. I am not able to share the screen for some reason. Can somebody please check? I was able to, but now I'm not able to.
Yes, let's check it. So in the meantime, Manju, do you have any specific questions as such, so that, instead of going through the same content, she can directly answer your query here?
I just wanted to understand like the feedback, the achievement board, it gets uploaded only after somebody gives us a feedback, the badges, or should we request the VP Ed to give the feedback? That's the section that I could not follow properly.
Okay, so this is that particular segment, the achievements board, right? The level completion badges which you see here will be available to you as soon as you submit that level and the VP Ed has approved that particular level. So these will be submitted on their own once the level has been completed. The one which you see, the exceptional, the feedback badge, this is something which either can be given to you by the VP Ed, you can request, but I would suggest you to get it done through members, because then you will get a proper view of how you performed. So each member, they can go to their portal. You can request whenever you're delivering a speech that please go to the portal and let me know how I performed, or whether a speech was exceptional, or whether I did my role great. Please post it on the portal.
Okay.
Now that depends
Even the
on, sorry, yes.
Even the general evaluator is the right person to give the feedback, I think, right?
Yes, if you're doing a particular role, it is better to ask from the general evaluator. But what makes a difference here is that the general evaluator also has to be an experienced person for you to give a right feedback on that particular role. Sometimes what happens is that there are newbies, right? That the new members, they will come and give you a badge because they feel, oh, our senior member has asked for a particular badge or asked for a particular feedback. So it is always better, like what I do is whenever there is a senior member of our club in the meeting, right, I normally go and tell them to do this particular task because they have seen how the roles are done, and in comparison to that, how did I do my role? They will be able to give you a more proper and honest feedback.
Understood. Thank you so much, Professor.
My pleasure.
And we will also be sharing this recording, Toastmaster Manju, so you can always go back and check the sections which you missed. So that way, it will be easy for you.
Lovely. Thank you.
So that was all about understanding the portal. If you still have any doubts, you can ask. Toastmaster Amarnath, you have a query?
Yes, Pragna. So as a VP Ed, like what is the VP Ed role in our club members to complete their pathways?
Okay. So first role is obviously to push your member to do a particular project if they are pending. Obviously, the approvals are done through the VP Education. So whenever a particular member has delivered a speech, and if you see that they have not submitted it on the portal, you will call them up and you'll ask them to submit that particular project on the portal so that you can see it marked. Only when the person submits is when you'll be getting those credits of level completions in your portal, right? Now, when it comes to what is a VPH's role here, I think if I have to define in one word, the VPH's role is to keep them motivated of why they were here and what is it that they want to grow in. Now, how much ever you call them and push your members that please complete and please submit, trust me, if they forget why they were here and if they forget that they were here for their growth, whatever you do, you will not be able to push them. Right? So don't push them because you need a DCP, push them because they need to grow. Humans are people who are selfish, I would say, by all means. If you say I am not, I am sorry. I don't agree to it. Humans are selfish by nature. All you have to do is to harness that particular point and tell them that, hey, it is for your growth. It is what you committed to. It is what you decided to do for your growth. You can't go back on your word.
Good.
Right? Okay. Marutesh, yes?
If we are in multiple clubs, then when we submit any one level, but they didn't accept, and after later on, again you want to submit, means, or how to find out which club we have given speech, the project, how to identify, or can we submit the current club again?
Okay. So that is why I said that as soon as you complete a project, it is always better to submit it then and there, because that way you will remember to which club you had delivered that speech. If you submit it after, like, say 4 weeks or 6 weeks, you will be forgetting it, right? So best way is submit it then and there. If you feel that one particular club does not need that DCP point, okay, so this is for the benefit of the club, as we are all club members. If you feel that if a particular club does not need that DCP point, go and check with the other club that have your members completed it. Do you need this DCP point? That is what I did. I used to complete levels in different places, and for the same level, I used to deliver multiple speeches. And finally, I would accumulate. I had a Excel sheet where I would just note down that I had delivered this particular level in this particular club. At the end, where DCP thing comes into picture, that's a goodwill with the VP, I would say. I used to ask them that, do you need a level 1 submission? Then I would submit it for that particular club. If not, I'll go and check with the other club. Right? So that is more of a goodwill that you can do. And probably if you want to try my way, that you want to submit towards the end, have an Excel sheet. Once you deliver a particular, or a notepad, once you deliver a particular level, just note it down that I delivered it in this particular club. And check with your VPH later.
Okay, thank you.
This part is not to be shared with Toastmasters. It is illegal. Anyways. And division directors and area directors can forget I said this. Yes, please. Vikram.
Yes. So I have a question too. So I wonder, you have played EC roles as a president, as a area director and whatnot. And at the same time, you have also completed your pathways. I think you started your journey in 2020. In almost 5 years, you have completed 2 pathways, is what you said, right?
I started my journey of delivering speeches somewhere around 23 or 22, I believe. So
Right.
2 years I was only learning and more on the leadership side of learning through different teams. Then I started onto my journey with the speeches and all. So yeah, 2.5 years is what I spent on this.
2.5 years. So my question is now, how do you keep up? Because as a director or EC member, you also have other responsibilities. At the same time, giving our speeches also becomes like very important to complete the pathway. So how do you keep up with that pace? Where is your priority when you are into a easy role? Do you stop your speeches, or what is your strategy towards that? So that's my question.
Okay. So I want to kind of ask you a few questions about it first. First thing is, at this point of time, when you are into a leadership role, are you looking to develop your leadership skill or your communication skill only? Right? Just write down these questions. Just write down these questions, answer it for yourself. These are the questions which I asked when I was in this journey. And they'll give you a pathway of how to move forward. The second question which I asked was that when I am into a leadership role, and especially a VP or a president role, I'm not talking about all other roles, but a VP and a president role, your priority somehow becomes leadership, because at that point of time, you are not only responsible for yourself, but your club as well. So yes, you do sometimes come down on the number of speeches that you are delivering, because at that point of time, the learning from the leadership takes priority. Right? Now understand that it is just the speeches that you're halting, but not your communication journey. If you know the right direction of how to develop your communication journey, then you're not missing out, you're just not submitting your levels. That's it. Now, what do you have to focus in your communication journey when you have switched the path from only communication to leadership and communication, is how I call it, right? it is not about delivering speeches. It is about real life communication skills, learning them. How do you persuade people? How do you communicate when there's a conflict? How do you organize and communicate what you wish to be done to people? How do you convince that you have kind of gone beyond where your path goes and you should come back to it? How do you negotiate with people that, oh, this particular person has not delivered the speeches, can you take your speech slot in the next meeting, or can you take this particular role in the next meeting and give this person a chance? All these are also communication skills and much more practical. See, understand, you don't only go to your office and you deliver speeches there, do you? No, right? If you ask your teams to just stand and you deliver a speech there, after 4 speeches, they'll be like, boss has gone mad. What is he doing to us? So it is first to make yourself understand of you are working on your communication skills. Speeches are just a part of it, which you can get back to when you go off this leadership trail. So if you were delivering 20 speeches in a month, you come back to deliver in an year, you come back to delivering probably 10 speeches or 8 speeches in a year. But always keep your speeches ready. Why? Simple. There are so many backouts that happen. Why would you miss an opportunity? And a missed opportunity is a lost opportunity. Simple. If your club did not deliver 3 speeches on a day when they were supposed to have 3 speeches, an opportunity has been missed. Right?
I cannot think there could be a better answer than this. Thank you so much, Pragya.
My pleasure.
We
Any other
still have,
doubts?
we still have 5 more minutes. If anyone has any more questions, we can take.
But no, I'm afraid to say this, like my expectation of this session is like, so we have different pathways, right? Like I thought that you'll quickly give you the insights of this pathway, will teach you this one, this pathway will teach you this one. But you have navigated through how this pathway to complete, right?
Okay.
I don't know whether
So
my
there
expectation is wrong.
was a segment where I told you, wherein you open a particular path, you go through it, and then you get to know of what that particular path actually holds for you. Why I did not go through all of these paths is because the names typically suggest you what all is there, right? So if it is engaging humor, it tells you about how to develop your humorous side. If it is persuasive influence, it tells you how to work on the persuasive and influential side of yours as a leader. The paths will tell the names, but you as an individual will have a very different requirement from that particular path than what I will have. When I talk about persuasive, probably if I'm a homemaker, I might be learning skills how to persuade my husband to do something. As simple as that. Wherein you, if you are somebody who is into sales job, when you go and see those projects, you will see, does it teach me how to persuade my, the people who are coming to me better, my clients better. So even if I make you go through all the parts and make you go through all the projects of them, you will still not understand whether this fulfills your requirement or not. So the best way is take 15 minutes, go to that particular part of the area which you want to grow in, and then open the projects, read about them. Is this something which is actually going to help you in what you wish to develop or not? That is why I didn't go through all the paths. Mostly the electives, the 11 electives which are there, they are mostly same for all the paths. Same is with level 1 and level 2. The purpose of the project will change according to your needs of that particular level. So a college student doing the same project would need something else with that purpose, and you as an experienced person would need something with the same project purpose. Okay, was that helpful?
Yeah, definitely.
Any other doubts?
We can take one more question because we still have 3 minutes.
I have one question on the electives actually, Pragya.
Yes,
So
Vandana.
I just saw there are in the resources for each elective there are documents, but is there any one page document as we have it for all pathways, right? In one document, all pathways related things are there. Do we have something like that which is created by anybody? Or if you have something which can give us a one page viewpoint on what that particular elective is asking us to do.
I will have to search because I had a document which I made when I wanted to choose which project I'll be delivering and what is the purpose. Because normally how I do is I don't go on with the idea of selecting any two electives. Yeah, I kind of design that if I am delivering an elective, say, of presentation skills, I will mix it with an elective of knowing your audience. Because when I present, I need to know my audience, and that is why these two electives go together for me. So I will search.
Relevant elective you choose is what you're saying.
Yes. I wouldn't say relevant, but I would say more complementary electives is what I choose together. So if I'm delivering a speech today, normally how I would do, because I've already completed few parts, new members will need to do it one by one. But for anybody who has been in Toastmasters, say more than 1.5 year, what I normally do is I download two project documents together, say presentation skills and know your audience. I give both of these to my evaluator together. Right? Because I want to develop it that way. I give both of them to my evaluator and I ask them that please evaluate me on how was my presentation and was it going with the audience or not? How was the audience awareness for my presentation? Was it suited for the audience that I was delivering it to? So I kind of this is my own way of growing. Okay, so it is different for everybody, but this is how I go about it.
Okay, but just a suggestion I got it now that in the upcoming educational pathway sessions, it would be good if you can suggest, because there are some people who are new to Toastmasters also. Like how you said, some complementary electives for persuasive influence, complementary electives for presentation mastery. So based on your experience, if you can suggest that, that will be easy for us to also refer as a go ahead kind of thing. Anyway,
so basically you're asking me to share my 2.5 years on a one page document.
Yes, yes. Oh, I'm giving you homework.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be very much like helpful for people like me also. I've been here for last 1 year. Even I'm still wanted to know if somebody can share that. One of the person who asked you earlier, right? We were looking for you to give an explanation on the pathways, but you showed us the navigation. That also was important only. But yeah, this actually sometimes I face a problem if somebody asks me, Vandana, what should I check? What should I take as an elective? And then I have to say, wait, I have to go through the document. I have to see these are the electives. Okay, these are something which is relevant or complementary, and then I can guide them. Because I myself have played as a VP Ed and now I'm president. So people still come to me for asking suggestions, and I don't have answer.
Sure, I'll see if I still have it, because now I've like got the idea mentally of what I do with what. So I'm not sure I still have that document with me. But if I have, I'll try and share it with you guys so that it will be probably easier. But I would still say if you have not completed at least 1.5 year and have been regularly delivering projects, right? Don't go with that method, because first understand your requirement, first understand what each elective would offer you, and then go on to this combination. I have started to do it after 2 years. I delivered each elective individually first, and then to enhance my learning to next level, that's when I started combining and seeing of which elective would be more helpful with which one. Otherwise it was just a random learning. So that's one thing.
Yeah, so in the interest of time, we will conclude the Q&A session. So Dilip, would you be able to post your question on the chat so that we can have Pragya answer your question, offline? Um, Let me find the link. Yeah.
I will post it on chat.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Dilip. And so with that, I think we are coming to an end of the Q&A session. And yep. So now let me give a few words about how I felt the session is. What a wonderful journey that you have taken us through, DTM Pragya. I had 3 words to actually, talk about your presentation that you have given today. One thing is passion. I saw passion flowing through all the way, because from the time you started till the end, I can see every word was passionate that you delivered here, and you already had been into various roles. I think your consistency and discipline is the 2 other words which I was constantly getting whenever I was listening to your speech. Otherwise, I feel that today's session was a wonderful session. So I understood that Pathways is not just a program, it is our personal compass for growth at Toastmasters, right? So we evolve as communicators, leaders, storytellers, coaches, and mentors through this Pathways program. And when people were asking about this question, how many pathways are there? I think I quickly searched and I could find out there are 11 pathways. So anyone who wants to
There
was
were.
looking for
Now it is 6.
6. Okay, got it. And I feel like, this session would be an enlightening one for most of you. I think we are recorded the session as well. So we are going to share this recording with all of you. So let's embrace Pathways is not just a Toastmasters requirement, but it's also a tool for our lifelong learning. So I wish you all a happy Pathways. So with that note, I would like to call our Division Director Madhuri to felicitate the trainer as well as the role players. And
Vikram, can I just add one point here?
Yes,
Which
please.
has again come from my learnings, I would say.
Mhm.
90% of the people who are sitting in this room right now will either not go back to the path, or they will drop down from their journey within an year or so. Right? And that is the most common thing which happens with Toastmasters, that people either they stop delivering speeches and they say, we don't have time for it. We don't have probably options for it. And you ask the same question, how do you manage time? If just keep this one thing in mind, which kept me going for so many years. If you cannot take out 2 hours in 15 days, 2 to 4 hours in 15 days for yourself as your me time or as your time for your own growth, you're stuck at a wrong place. Trust me. I work, I'm into food industry. I have 2 young kids to take care of and a Marwadi family to take care of. Trust me, there is nothing you can't do if you have in mind, this is for me. Keep that me word highlighted in your mind and just take out those 4 hours in a week. And it's not impossible.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Pragya. I think that the closing remark was really amazing. So with that note, I would like to call our Madhuri to close this session as well as felicitate the trainer and the other role players. Over to you, Madhuri.
Thank you, everyone. I know on a Sunday afternoon, everybody will have plans, especially it being the Friendship Day weekend. But sitting in a room to have your me time, as Pragya said, to enhance your journey in the pathways, I think kudos to every one of you who are present for the last one hour, 1.5 hours. I thoroughly enjoyed Pragya, though I had to just step out in the last couple of minutes. But it was really enlightening and very well tailored for the audience as well. Thank you so much. And for me, Pathways is, we are all old school. We needed that manual to flip around, see what has to be done. For me, Pathways felt a little like, why do we have so many pathways? But then there's this amazing friend of mine who was a pathways champion back then. he told me that one size cannot fit all. It's the same thing with pathways. You can choose what you want to grow at, from a basic level to an expert level. I have recently completed one pathway. I am starting off with another pathway. So this session helped me a lot. I can better attempt pathways now. So very well done. And for everybody who has come together and put this together for other members, it's definitely selfless that you have done this for everybody. Pragya, thank you once again, and this is the appreciation from us to you. This is really small, but please accept our certificate of appreciation. Somebody, if can take a screenshot.
Yeah, I've done that.
Award.
Thank you. Thank you, Pragya. We'll move on to the next role player, that is Vikram, for being an amazing MC for today. Not just you're just seeing him for the last one and a half hour, but there was a lot of work that he has done behind the screens as well. Thank you so much, Vikram. Somebody can pin Vikram.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Madhuri. I think it's also a credit that we are able to conduct this session because I can see several participants asking so many questions around the pathways. And thanks for you and Stuti to take this to this division level. Though we thought initially that we will conduct for a small group, but now we have taken it at division level. I hope everyone benefited out of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vikram. It just aligned with the division calendar as well, so we made it larger and probably a little with the PR we helped. Thank you, but it's all you guys. We'll go on to the next role player, timer and the facilitator, Shruti Jalan. Zoom Master, can you change the certificate? Yeah. Thank you, Shruti.
Thank you so much. It was great to have such a wonderful participation, and I think DTM Toast, DTM Pragya has left, but there were so many aspects that personally I didn't know that Pathways had. So it was a great learning session for me, and I'm sure for others as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Shruti. I think it did not seem like your first attempt at a division, facilitating a division activity. It felt it was very well conducted. Thank you. And we'll move on to our Sergeant at Arms. Wonderful opening, and throughout it was well maintained, Shahid. Thank you so much. And here's a little token of appreciation from Division G.
Thank you, Madhuri. Thanks for this.
And let's move on to our Zoom Master.
Yeah, we don't have any certificate for Zoom Master. That's fine.
We will share it offline, Madhuri.
Yes.
So probably,
Okay.
yeah, once after the session, we will share it for the Zoom Master.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I'll hand it over to the Sergeant at Arms.
Yeah, thank
Shahid,
you.
can we picture before we wind up the meeting?
Sure.
With all the participants to come on camera, please.
May I request all the participants to turn on your camera? We'll take one picture. Put a heart emoji, we can take the picture. Yeah.
We can do one thing. You can unpin yourself, Amarnath.
Sure.
So that we'll have the bigger grid. Okay, I mean, now, is it all right?
No, in the gallery view, it's good, Madhuri.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I will take the picture now. You can put the hot emoji now. Give me a sec. Ready. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amar. And thank you, Division Director, Toastmaster Madhuri. And thanks to Toastmaster Suti Jalan. And as we come to the end of the today's wonderful meeting, and I would like to thank everyone for all the role players and all the district leaders. And special thank to the guests for joining today's meeting. And we hope you have a cleaner idea on how the pathways are and how we need to navigate. So with which help in your growth in the communication and the leaderships. So we look forward to seeing you again in the next meeting. And with this, I officially adjourn this meeting. Thank you.